Hey, empowered leader. Today I wanted to talk about discomfort, reflection, and recognizing growth. So, this week has been another growing opportunity for me. I've been diving into a couple of projects that are exciting and also are stretching me. And I was just on some calls today, recognizing I was there holding space for some clients and some support. And then even afterwards, recognizing the adrenaline, the antsiness, the agitation, the whole feeling afterwards. And so it was another opportunity for me to reflect using the arrow tool. And so I talked about this a little bit last week as well. And part of what I hope is for you to be able to see how even with that tool, you can use it in so many different instances to help you reflect, to help you recognize where you might be growing. So in the instance for me, just over lunch, I was reflecting, doing the arrow, going through the arrow with my wife. And I recognized, I was feeling anxious. I was feeling this sort of like adrenaline amped upness, but from a discomfort, from a place of discomfort. I went through the HVAC, I breathed, recognized the vulnerability, the anxiousness, and recognized that's okay. I saw the authenticity saying that this does not define who I am as a person, that I can be the observer, the witness of my experience, and then I can bring in some compassion and kindness to what I was experiencing. As I dug into the R, the reframing with gratitude, that's where I got to reflect upon is like, I am engaging in these activities that are challenging. It is stretching me in areas that I have maybe not been as stretched as much before. And as a result of that, there is discomfort. There is that sort of being stretched outside of my comfort zone. And it also then gave me an opportunity to recognize with gratitude that as a result, I am growing. I am stretching myself and with that strengthening that muscle in that area to take on those new challenges. And so that for me, I saw that as an opportunity that even as we're here during these times during the pandemic, we might be still adjusting and encountering different ways of doing work or still navigating how to best operate. And that can be that area of discomfort. Now, I'm not talking about the aspect of not taking care of yourself. That is still a pivotal and absolutely crucial component of your well-being and seeing when you need to take a break or step away for your own well-being. What I'm talking about is even as you are learning to navigate the challenges and adjust as it's relevant to you, recognize that that is a opportunity that you are exercising that grit, exercising that muscle, and to acknowledge and give yourself credit for that, even though it might feel uncomfortable. And from that place, I was able to recognize for my own reflection to say, oh, yeah, I am growing, and this is part of the growing process. And then from that place, I was able to lean into I am empowered. You are empowered, and you have ownership over your situation and your response to it, right? So, what can I do next that's within my control? And at that time, I was about to have lunch with my wife. And so it's like, okay, the most important thing is for me to just focus and breathe and come to presence and be with my wife and have lunch with my wife. And so take this as an opportunity to explore when you're feeling or noticing that discomfort. Is this something that is ultimately something that's constructive or helping you sort of develop some grit, helping you develop your resiliency? And how can you acknowledge and reflect upon that and recognize that you may very well be in this growth phase? Once again, separate from, if you're feeling burnout or feeling stressed or feeling stretched, that's a different topic. I'm not talking about that. talking about where might there be ways where you are growing and developing, and you have an opportunity to recognize that for yourself. And from that place, be able to move forward with momentum to say, okay, this may be feeling difficult, and I am working through it. I am learning, I am growing. And as long as I continue to still keep resting, paying attention to my well-being, I am responsible. I have ownership, and I'm empowered to be able to respond to my situation as need be. So thanks so much, leaders, empowered leaders. How might this help and empower you? How might this help and empower people that you might be working with? So always love to hear from you. Please send me your comments, reflections, questions, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Cheers.